Welcome to another episode of Brothers, Battles, and Bounty, where family, business, and your journey to success integrate. We are your hosts. I'm Andreas.
I'm Anton.
I'm Martin.
I'm Stefan.
And we are brothers in a manufacturing company located in Chicago. And we are here to present and share some of our life experiences. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about our brand. And I'd like to start initially. I'm having a little, having a moment here. So we in the past had focused on our competitors, competition, and how do we beat them? And, it was like a battle, very hard to try to be better because most times there were some behemoths that we couldn't see the possibility of competing with. And what we realized as we started doing this, we were looking at their catalogs, we're looking at all this, we find out they're doing the same thing. They're looking at their competitors. We found our pictures in their catalogs and their it was like, wait a minute, everyone's just trying to copy each other. So from that point on, I remember, I forgot which one of us decided this. We're not going to be preoccupied with competitors. We're going to focus our time, energy, and effort on our customers, what they want, how to serve them to best of their ability, and just take all of our time, energy, and effort and achieve what they want. And that was a big catalyst for us. And so that being said,
you remember some of the, our first branding launch or whatever was the hard cover, the catalogs, the print, and you even still have some of those.
The black ones.
The black ones. I mean, it was like
ones.
You think about that now. I mean, that's pretty archaic.
we actually had hand drawings of the products.
That was top. That was top.
We had
I
hand
know.
drawings of all the products sketched
I
next
used
to
to
the
do
pictures.
the CAD drawings on paper so that you could put them, by
Right.
So
hand.
we're all excited. We're like, oh, wow, we have our new catalog. It's all good. It's obsolete already. We forgot to put something
We didn't
in.
even
gotta
print
How
do
it.
many
it.
did you print?
Yeah.
Oh, we printed at
We forgot
10,000 of them.
something, yeah.
Well,
Oh my
we
God.
forgot to add this
So,
product line
yeah.
in there.
That was really good. But talking about competition, going through our strategic planning, we'd start talking about them, and we're trying to figure out what it is. And we realize we're spending more time trying to think what we think they were doing
Right.
without really knowing what they were doing. It's like, why are we wasting all this time trying to figure something out that's going to be hard to get a hold of or just grasp?
Or
We
the
see
thing where
service.
it's like, hey, who cares what the hell our competitor is doing?
We
We
finally-
need to
we
focus
came
on
to
our
that.
customers
Yep.
and what do they want?
Ask them what they want.
What do they want?
Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
all pre-internet, by
Yes.
the way.
But
Yeah.
what's critical in a successful brand is, of course, trying to serve the customers better than
Right.
anyone else, or at least getting the customers what they want when they want it, better than anyone else can do. And once we also understand that we needed to synchronize our finance department with our production, with our sales. That's the infrastructure and the basic foundation of branding. That's branding 101. Because if our organization and that structure aren't all on the same page, and many times we were not on the same
No.
page. I learned this from years of experience. The first step of being successful in branding your company and your products is synchronizing the disciplines of business: finance, operations, sales. You all agree what you want to do, and then you go after it. Because if you're united, it doesn't matter what your competition does, because now you're focused. Okay.
Yes.
If you're fragmented, whole different
I
ballgame.
remember you sharing this concept, and I'm like, okay, I thought I knew what brand was. A brand to me was a logo, which
Right,
is very
that's what
primitive. And I remember you saying our employees have to believe in our brand and what we're doing in order for our customers to be served better. And I remember thinking, well, brand is about the customer. How is it about the employee? But today, I understand the criticalness. It's the team approach. Everyone has to be bought in and focused
Identify
on
with
it.
And bought in specifically on audience analysis. Who is it that we want to serve? So you have to spend your time and energy of what is the marketplace that you can best serve and be better than anybody else. for us, it's the OEMs, the wholesalers, it's the retail chains, the government building guys, schools.
How did we know that that was our markets?
Do you recall the process?
Do I recall?
Yes.
I mean,
would you like to share?
I'll share part of it.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think it's
I mean,
cool.
I remember you VP sales and marketing at the time, and you were asking for assistance support, how to do stuff. And I'm pretty good with data and analytics.
You're great with data.
Oh, why? Thank you. Thank you very much. And I remember you giving me the customer list and saying, we got to figure out who the key decision makers are. Well, I looked at it and I decided our systems had all the company names and addresses and how much business we did with them and a profit. But then I realized, wait a minute, there's other information that's missing, like where's their corporate office? How big are they? All this stuff. So we ended up doing, what we ended up doing is did a data append where we added more data to our database, including what industry they're in, their standard industrial classification codes, and then that we found out how many employees they have, what their gross sales were. And what we started doing then is categorizing what industries we're actually serving, because by doing all of our customers like that, we found, wow, there's 50 of them in this market. There's 10 in this market. Right. There's only one in this market, but that's the highest profit. And we then took that model and then extrapolated it out to find prospects that had the same criteria, and the rest is history. I mean, I got a great example of one that I got to share this. I remember you giving me a customer. You say, we need to find out. We need to get more customers like this. Yeah. And I look at them and I go on looking them up, and it's forks, knives, plates. Dishes. And I'm like, how is this related to swivels or furniture? I don't understand. I'm like, I thought, you don't know what the hell he's talking about.
You don't know.
But what come to discover is this is where we identified, that he doesn't know what he's saying. No, I'm kidding. This is where we identified the whole new industry that we weren't even aware of, which is the wholesale distributors. And they're some of the largest. From that point, that was what, 15 years ago?
2012, September.
So how long ago was that? I can't do the math.
12 years ago.
12 years.
September,
so that from then, for us first discovering to now, we're doing business with 60% of the top wholesalers in the country. I mean, that's like, holy crap.
Do you remember when we made that discovery? Okay. And then we went to make a proposal to
we toured everyone, and
we brought samples of chairs. We said, hey, here's our chair. And the customers looking and like, okay, yeah, that's a great chair, but where's the seat?
Where's the
upholstery? And we're like, oh, we don't do the upholstery. We don't do the seat.
We just do the frame.
And then the one guy, I can't remember who it was, but he looks, he goes, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with a chair without a seat? You're going to sell me a chair with no seat? I have no use for that.
Because we were selling to
OEMs.
We were selling to OEMs, which is a whole different market segment. And we're like, oh.
So our brand was the
frame and the parts.
The OEMs. But so back to audience analysis, we can't sell a chair without a seat to this market, but the market we were selling to, we sold tons. We were making a great living. So we learned that. So we had to, set up our brand and our product and everything to meet and exceed the customer's expectations. And we added things.
But do you remember when we did decide to add the seats, what we thought?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things.
We were like, okay, we're now making a finished product. What are our customers that are making the seats going to think? Are they going to think we're going to be competing with them?
That was a struggle.
Because all of our competitors at the time did that. They went to a finished product and then just started competing with everyone they were selling to.
Right.
And we kept telling everybody, listen, we are not going to sell to the end users. Right. We don't sell direct to restaurants. We don't, and they're like, yeah, right, sure, that's what so-and-so said.
But the honoring distribution channels is something we've always done. Okay.
Honoring to a fault. And I don't mean to a fault like it's bad.
Well, nobody else is doing it.
Nobody else is doing it.
Industry
to this day, we honor that distribution channel.
Which is integrity.
And that actually, Marty, you have carried and waved that flag really, really strong.
What role does that play within the brand?
That gives it strength, and that gives people confidence and trust in us. And that's what I wanted to kind of say that you brought when you start talking about the branding. We kind of did this way back in the 80s when we started transitioning from swivels into bases. You brought that to like, we got to do something more. We have to go to trade shows.
Yep.
And then you brought to me colors, and so we did the color scheme and different things. And what I realized is that there's so many competitors out there. How do we differentiate ourselves from all the other people? Certain colors. It's our message that we send out to people, that it has to resonate. And that gave us a lot of the strength, our quality of our product. We poured a lot of time and money into making sure that we made a real good quality product so that people could count on that. And like you say, we protected our customers. We didn't want to step on their toes or do anything like that. We wanted to coordinate with them in these various markets to a fault.
And they actually didn't believe us.
No, they didn't.
Some of them were like, "You guys are," but years
that's
later,
You remember the one where you and Steve went to, and
Oh.
he was like, "Hey, you guys stole my colors. Those are my colors, and you're a liar, and you're what does he call him, a liar?"
Oh, no. So we went there, and he was accusing us of stealing their product line, which is completely crazy. The product line was there before he was ever there. And Steve and I are there, and the gentleman says to him, he's like, "Yeah, well, you stole." He says, "Wait, no, I didn't." He says, "You're a liar." And the guy's getting violent. And we're like, this is not our first rodeo, but we're kind of like, and then Steve, what did you say? Yeah, that south side, like ready. I'm like, okay, we're going to throw down any second. I'm ready. I was ready to call the ambulance because he wouldn't have had a shot. But the point is, Steve says, I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm, like I said, ready to go. Steve's like, "Oh, you forgot something." He says, "You call me a liar?" "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you forgot a couple other ones. I'm a cheater and a quitter." So he's like, "Go, just get out of town, you bum."
Yeah.
So after that is another one of the success stories that we had addressed, where the success story was that account, which was very disgruntled. They came back to us and they're now still a customer.
Right.
I mean, so that's like amazing.
But it was funny. It's like, you missed two.
When it comes to our product, we're built for value as far as the brand goes. We're built for value. We're built for speed because time is always critical metric in everything that's going on. And we also, the time, speed, and
variety. We provide a lot of variety.
Yep. Which is also very important.
But just the things that we've expanded to with our brand, from swivels to components to then finished product that we're doing, has really launched us, into still serving the same markets we did, but it's now opened doors to other markets that doesn't affect our customer base.
How would you describe the transition we went through as a contract manufacturer, where we would supply product to our customers in a private label? So the customers would take the product we made and they put their brand on it. So they're selling all this product all over the country with their brand, but it's our product.
Yeah.
From that transition to us developing our own brand. You want to touch on that?
We're still doing private label.
So the summary,
which is good. And if that's what our customer wants, we'll accommodate them.
A brief summary on what Andreas just said was we went from being a swivel and accessories leader with variety, choice, speed, quality, service, pricing, freight, packaging, to chairs and bar stools. Now, when the chairs and bar stools we did were private label. That was our brand. Nobody knew our name was on it. No boxes had our name. No product had our name anywhere. Okay. And when we repositioned in 2017, we continued to private label and do all the swivel and accessory things, but we added the Trendler chair and bar stool brand with the seats, etc., using the same attributes of value, speed, quality, variety in our brand. Okay.
Right.
And we all kind of, with the finance, operations, sales, synchronization,
Employees.
and the next part of the key to promote the brand was the decision-making unit within each one of the audience, target audience folks. And what I mean by that, each market chooses to buy furniture in different ways. OEMs.
So wait, not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
just I have this train of thought.
Yep.
So the initial thought from going from private label to our own
Yep.
brand, we had the thought, we talked about the possibility of it's going to be a threat to the private label companies,
Right.
and our own brand is going to establish a competition of the private label. When what ended up happening was we opened an entirely new market because our private label business is still strong as ever, and now the brand business is growing and
The
thriving
market
as well.
is so huge, and that anytime you can shine light on something, it's always a good thing. Okay, because it's good for everybody.
Yeah.
People have choices. People can go.
So I wanted to
places.
mention that
Yep.
part. So we've evolved to that. And then you started talking
Yep.
then about all the markets that we've identified that we're serving.
Yep.
Now we're focusing on targeting not companies,
Right.
but specific individuals within the companies.
Correct.
That's what you were.
Because they're the ones that
Yep.
make the decisions. And one of the key things that we learned in our experience of initiating the branding is that emotion is 10 times more powerful than logic. Okay. And so people are emotional and make buying decisions based on, what gets them, what they're passionate about.
Right.
Not the price or the color or they got to satisfy a need. The paperwork has to flow. It has to be good quality. It has to be on time. People say they do what they say, all those things, which we're very good at. Now we're not perfect. We make mistakes, but that's the differentiation of Trendler and our competitors. And it doesn't matter what your competitors do if you do the basic blocking and tackling.
One of the
Right.
major takeaways that you enlightened me to in that regard was I'm repeating myself, but it's a golden nugget. We're targeting individuals and their decision making, not the actual companies.
Yep.
And that's it's way more difficult because now we have to know
you
the
got people that
characteristics.
that leave and no new people come in.
Right,
and,
right. So it's
Well, the
when you-
other part that was really good that we did was we took all our branding color and shared that throughout our entire plant. We repainted our equipment, we repainted the plant itself, and then also educated our employees to let them know that this is our brand and they're a significant part of our brand and the quality and the service and everything that we give out to the marketplace to our customers.
Yep.
And so that was a huge one that I felt. So as people come in and we give tours, they come through our plant, and it just reinforces the
just
colors,
the simple
the
thing
theme,
of the painting of the presses was
unbelievable. The theme and everything, it just screams Trendler.
Yeah.
And that makes
in
it
recent history, that momentum is really starting to pick up. The whole fact of the matter is we're having podcasts is like amazing.
Yep.
But then we're also doing a multitude of other leveraging the modern technology, having many presentations that the employees are given to the marketplace. They're feeling the pride of helping promote the brand and the company, and just that in of itself is building this.
When
like
was
your
when was it? When was the last time we refreshed the brand?
2017
Was
I think.
2017?
Summer of 2017, and we're ready for a
I
refresh.
think, yeah,
A very near future to just start to tweak going.
because we've added so many different things. I mean, we're
Well,
doing
I
the
think that's a- I think
embroidery.
that's
We're
a
doing,
great idea.
we're going to be
I would
digital
be
printing
very,
and
very excited.
So
about
this
addressing
year, 2024, is the last year of the second 3-year plan that we've had. We kicked off the first 3-year plan to initiate the brand in 2018 with our digital marketing and our SEO, keyword search, all that, the videos, etc., all promoting our brand colors, our brand messaging, our brand, pillars. And so we've been all of our messaging's been consistent for 7 years. Okay. And now we need to start looking at what we want to keep that's working and what we want to change to do it better. And that's kind of where we're at. And this year is that year to kind of look at it and then kick off.
Especially
in
with
2025.
all the additional digital marketing things we're doing.
Yep.
You know, that
Yep.
we've added over the last year.
Yep.
I would like
you know,
to consider us doing a kind of like a survey of key decision-making units,
Yep.
and along with the employees, along with ourselves, to kind of really do deep research into identifying what are the critical issues in the marketplace, because things, I mean, have
Changing
transformed
rapidly.
Yes, I mean the technology that's available
the
now,
speed of technology.
speed, and I mean
The opportunities that we have today, okay, with the various technologies at our disposal, the digital campaigns, the branding initiatives, the videos, the SEO. The future is so exciting for us and what we do as a manufacturer in North America. It's for us to, be able to 10 times what we're doing in the next 3 to 5 years is not far-fetched.
What would you say is our biggest takeaway, or maybe what's the biggest takeaway of our customers with this latest round of branding? I mean, what kind of feedback did you get?
So we've identified a lot of things that we weren't trying to get. We got a lot of individuals reaching out, asking for replacement parts. We've produced over 100 million swivels in the last 50 years, and they're out there.
Whoa. How many?
100 million in the last 50 years. Think about
Say
that.
one more time.
Yeah.
100
million. Okay. I did the math. I went and
No, I know you
reports.
did. That's why.
that.
I mean, it's like, wait a minute.
So the amount of replacement swivels out there, and we're not set up to manage it. And so we're working on some alternative ways. You're familiar with them.
Yes.
I'm not getting into detail. Alternatives to serve that. That's not what we're trying to get, but we got a bunch of half of our marketing is drawing attention to that. The other half are the wholesalers, OEM, manufacturers, retailers, guys there's tens of thousands of these folks in various SICs that we're not even focusing on with the current product line that we have. Okay.
Right.
So it's just identifying some products, coming up with the pricing strategy, and then synchronize.
How would you succinctly answer the question? That was boil it down to, the question was, what have we learned about the last round of marketing that we've done?
That there's a
Branding.
ton of
Marketing.
opportunity out
Thank you.
there.
Branding that we've done, and what's
So
the
how would we
feedback from the
I
market?
love what you said.
No,
Steve,
perfect.
but I mean,
So
how would we summarize that in a nugget?
Thank you.
Because-
Thank you. Yeah. What we're doing very well. The markets we're serving, with the products that we're serving, with the way that we're branding and marketing and positioning. We can continue to do what we're doing and grow our business and serve our marketplace very, very well without, making any kind of major changes. The opportunities, the big opportunities, big would be 3 times, 5 times, 10 times what we're doing. That's what I consider to be big, not, 10, 15, 20%. Okay. We can do 10, 15, 20 in our current markets. Okay. If we want. And this goes back to the synchronization of finance, operations, sales. Okay. So we have to line up and say, we want to do this. Before you do that, you can't. It's not possible. Sales could get the sales, but then, it doesn't, it's not synchronized. So if whatever we decide to synchronize, the opportunities are tenfold.
They're there.
Yeah. And I see it with the data. I see it with the numbers, because there's other people serving that.
So then let me rephrase the question. How do we see that synchronization occurring?
Great question.
Yeah. I mean, you just take a look at our current product line. It can be used in any market.
Correct.
I mean, every seeding market that requires any type of seeding, we have the product line to serve whatever. I mean, we're already military bases, casinos, schools, you name it, and it's just there's just an endless opportunity.
So let me add to that. Yeah.
So the opportunity is clear. How do we synchronize? What was it? Operations,
finance,
and
sales.
and sales. Yeah.
To focus on achieving the 10 times.
To focus on the items that are our core competencies.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we get customers that come to us, hey, can you guys do this? Could we do it? Sure. I always tell Steve, yeah, we can do it, but you know, that's really not our core competency.
Right.
You know, focus on the things that we're good at. And that means what can our operations support?
So
What can our
that's operations
financing?
alignment.
What can
Got
our
it.
financing support?
Awesome.
Okay. Do we have the financing to support, you know, a $40, $50 million customer that comes in? You know, we have to buy raw material. You know, financing.
All
Can
that-
we
right,
finance
I get
it?
I get
you
it,
know?
yeah.
So
So that's
So what I'm
in
hearing,
the sales, then
what
would
I'm
be-
hearing is that our brand is out there. They see it, but it's a subtle. We're not catching. Oh my gosh, I like that or this or whatever. I think it's probably maybe a little more. I don't want to say subconscious, but it's not. It's not something that people. Oh wow, the colors you chose. We're not catching that, and it might be, something that's core strength that they can sense, but they don't normally call it. But they can identify us with the colors and with the styles and everything that we're putting out and the message we're putting out. So my question was there anything that stood out? And from what I'm hearing, I don't know that I'm quite hearing it. Then as we go to the rebranding, what is it that we would want to have to stand out in our brand, in the messaging? And that might go back to what you're saying. Let's do a survey. Let's do what are people looking for?
Cater it
Because
to what
find
they
out
actually
what our
need.
market wants and needs, and then
because
that in.
everything takes time. Okay. To start and then to get to
absolutely.
I think it's
maturity.
kind of what's the word? Not rhetorical question. It's not really asking. I think your question was the statement of what we
Yeah.
really need to do.
I wanted to just share something I mentioned before.
Yeah.
100 million swivels. 90% of those swivels went on some type of a chair or a bar stool.
Right.
Okay. So we already know the size of the market, the chair and bar stool market, because we sold swivels that go on there. What percent of chairs and bar stools get swivels? 10%, 15%. So extrapolate 100 million by whatever you want to extrapolate it by. What
So
percent
if it's
do
10%, it would be
Multiply
by
10.
90%.
Yeah.
So
Multiply it
so
by
what
10.
percent of the chair and bar stool market do we want? And that's really the question. How
we
many can we
focus our brand and we focus our
I love it.
energies on?
So considering all that, that's a great place for us to kind of think about, folding this page for this particular episode. I think we've covered a lot in the branding. We can clearly cover a lot more, and I look forward to addressing that further.
Mhm.
I think with that being said, is there any kind of little ribbons and bows we want to kind of cross the finish line with?
Just focusing, like we said, continuing to refresh our brand.
Mhm.
Because it changes.
Literature.
The website, the literature, the product line additions. I mean, adding things that doesn't cost us much in capital to add to our line, but
More
could.
videos.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
videos. Okay.
Love it.
And what is it? What piece is it that'll help spark
Right.
our customers to identify with Trendler and its products?
And
Yeah,
made
like
in
you're saying,
USA.
I don't have an answer to the
Mm.
what, but I'm very excited about what it's going to be,
Yeah.
what we are going to create for the marketplace.
And the made in USA.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's critical because it is
yeah,
made in the USA.
yeah. That's awesome.
Yes.
So that being said, then thank you, gents.
Mhm.
Thank you, audience, for you taking the time to listen to us, and we greatly appreciate that. It's words beyond words can describe how appreciative we are. If you have any comments, please do not hesitate to get a hold of us. Please watch us on anywhere that podcasts are illustrated. And again, this is another concluding episode of Brothers, Battles, and Bounty from the four Fesser brothers representing Trendler and other holdings. We thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.